Um, I guess I'm gonna dive into it because, as usual, I don't intro. I don't like intro. We'll let the music do the intro part. And welcome to Otaku Lounge with Zane. And with me, I have Coach today. And this evening, we went and saw a pretty movie. Actually, I could just stop it at that pretty movie. Um, we went to go see fireworks at the Regal Lake in Arboretum here in Austin. Um, we're not we're gonna no, we're not gonna spoil anything. I was gonna say we're gonna try not to. That's more me than you.
Yeah, I'm good. I ain't telling them nothing.
But yeah, so I guess general we'll try to not generalize it, but we'll try to get not too nitty gritty, but enough to give people a rough idea of what whether or not they might want to see it. And we'll probably have to put this episode out like tonight or tomorrow. Tonight being the 3rd of July, for it to be relevant, because that movie is only in theaters on the 5th and 7th, I believe. Those are the next two nights that it's actually going to be showing.
Yep.
So yeah, let's talk about it. I want to start just by saying, you can tell 125% that this is a Shaft production without anybody telling you that if you're like a fan of any of their prior work. It rings out, it rings Monogatari so freaking hard a lot of the time, and you even nudged me to mention that too.
Oh yeah, no, it totally. I mean, even the lead female character in this looks like what's her name? Shiho.
Oh, Shinjo Gahara. I,
Yeah, from Baki Monogatari. She
yeah,
is.
James
It
will
looked
kill me if
just
I got that wrong.
it looked just like her,
Yeah,
man. It was just like, oh my god, this is her as a little girl. This is what happens before Baki.
right.
So it was.
That's actually kind of like how it felt to me at times. I was like, man, this is this prequel?
Yeah, I really liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really liked it a lot.
Yeah, so that was Nazuna Oikawa. That's the main female, and then Norimichi Shimada is the main male. There's a, I don't know. Do you think we should even give a synopsis? I think people
Yeah.
have. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay, let me break it down like this because I feel you're gonna spoil it. I really
I
do.
was gonna literally read like a not spoiler synopsis, but if you have an original like idea, go ahead. I like it. I like it
No, no,
better.
no. Read me the. I want to hear the original non-spoiler synopsis.
See. Oh wait, actually, never mind. You're good, cause I just started reading the second paragraph, and it's like, oh nope, there's a thing that happens in the movie. Never mind, that's a plot.
Okay, so we have two friends, uh, and there's one girl, and the girl is Nazuna. The two friends are. Is it Yusuke or is it Yasuke?
Yusuke.
Yusuke, and then Norimichi. Those are the two boys.
Hmm.
And they are the best of friends. And it looks like Yusuke is always picking on Norimichi. And there's a girl who catches Norimichi's eye. At the start of the film, we know this is the girl he kind of pines for. And it tells the story of a magical day that changes all three of them.
That's a good.
And it's yeah. Without spoiling anything, that just tells it's a magical day that they go through that changes all three of them.
That's good. I like that.
All right, thanks, man.
Yeah. So um, uh, we're bad about ratings. We're not probably honestly not gonna assign any realistic numbers to this. But I want to say like visuals overall. I didn't throughout the entire movie. I didn't like find any particular sequence. Like animation wise, everything was gorgeous. It looked like they were using a lot of like 3D almost like 3D renderings or just like really soft colored backgrounds because it felt like the backgrounds popped out at me a lot of times. And especially in the school, like that felt a lot of that felt 3D almost.
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Some of the backdrops, like the skies, sometimes were phenomenal. Like I kept finding myself getting lost in the animation itself and
Mm-hmm.
looking at how gorgeous this was rendered.
Mm-hmm. And it was almost reminiscent of like the backdrops of like Your Name and other big films in the last couple of years that have just been more like eye candy. Well, equally eye candy in plot, but like it's just like you don't have to go in and like anime. You're gonna get some gorgeous vistas. You
Yes,
probably should
yes,
go
yes,
in
yes.
liking anime though. So more on the like Shaft thing. I'm not gonna spoil anything. I hope I'm saying this, but it felt like it felt like they had almost the same team who did both Bake Monogatari and what was second season called? Or not second season. What was the second? I forget what the second couple arcs. Oh wait, that was the two sister arcs, wasn't it? Jesus
But
Christ,
yeah,
it's
no,
been
because it
too long.
was
But yeah, no, it felt like it was like that team that like led the charge in the early years of Monogatari. Like it had that feel. Like there was so much use of cameras, angles, zoom, and it wasn't like bad Hollywood lens flare zoom explosion fest. It was it was well executed. I think.
mhm.
Some scenes, I felt almost awkward because of how extended it might get, or how like where they might zoom into, because these are 14-year-old children. But
Yeah, there's sixth graders in the light novel, so I was kind of like, where's this going?
but yeah, no, the overall cinematography, I was really impressed with. There's I wanted to, shit, I don't know. You go ahead for a second. I've been yammering for a minute.
Well, no, I mean, one of the things is I definitely 100% agree with you. As far as animation goes, it's definitely Bake Monogatari, Nisei Monogatari, even maybe Bake second season. Those three really look like, hey, let's pull that entire animation team over and make a movie. Um, and then we're going to pull some of the guys that did the backdrops from Your Name over here too, because because it was really gorgeous. As far as I thought the story was, really, it was simple. I mean, it's not really a complex plot.
No.
It's really simple. Yet I found myself rooting for these characters. I really liked each character and what they had, pretty much put into the story.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you brought plot up because that's where I wanted to go next. Again, without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Uh, so there's a sequence. You'll remember. We'll talk about it off air. But about halfway through the movie, a couple of things started to happen in quick unison. I want to say the two events happened within about 20 minutes, and the major plot thing that occurs happened twice in that time period. Whatever. The
Hmm.
point is I didn't understand it until later, but I'm glad because it added more and more mystery and like wonder and like what in the hell is happening. And then the point I'm trying to make here is that the movie doesn't like leave anything open except for the end, but like
Oh, yeah.
it closes loops is what I'm trying to say. Like it feels good to finish the movie. It's like I'm not like ending the movie with bated breath and then oh credits. Where the fuck? What? No, like it ended and it closed all the loops I needed it to close, and it felt really like complete in that way. So I whether or not this is secret prequel to Monogatari, I don't care. It can be a standalone. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic story as a standalone, plot wise, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, you know what gets me about this movie is that for 90 minutes, it didn't feel like 90 minutes. It flew by. I was really like entertained for that 90 minutes. So for an hour and a half film, great, great film. And
Hmm.
it's hard for me to find anything wrong as far as the voice work went on it. We're going to have those the snobs that are going to be, "I only watch it with subs," and they're going to be pleased because the voice work on it was amazing.
Hmm.
But I would actually watch the dub of this film. I actually like this film that much.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Your Name. I watched both and I enjoyed both, and they did a good job in the dub on Your Name with localizing colloquialisms. So, we'll see. There's not really a lot of that in this movie. Actually, this is a very modern movie. They're not like, you know, in the boonies like like in Your Name or anything. Like
Yeah, no.
these people know what technology is and what iPhones are. So, it's gonna be a movie nestled in modern times. People who I don't think there's gonna be an issue with the dub. I think the only issue might be bad casting.
Yeah, no, that's all it's going to be. Now, I mean, it is like I think it's going to be distributed by like G Kids and Paramount Pictures and Toho. So, I mean, the companies behind them are going to put some money in it. So, I'm not worried about that. I think they'll get it right.
Hmm.
Uh, they usually do. I mean, if you look at everything that they have done, uh, a lot of times they get it right. So, I got my fingers crossed on this one that they're not going to mess it up.
Yeah, we'll have it'll be a while before we see that. I think would it take more than half a year before we got Your Name after theaters? Yeah, because it was November and we went to go see that earlier the year in like the first in the first quarter.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, we're probably looking at if we're lucky Christmas time for this one.
Yeah.
Ooh,
If you're lucky.
maybe get it while we're in Japan. Mm.
Hey, wouldn't hurt my feelings, not at all. And I mean, it seems like, I mean, it's one of those films like I kind of want to see it again. I may actually go back to the theater and watch it again.
Yeah.
Um, the soundtrack, let's just be honest, that soundtrack to this one was
Dude,
top
not
notch.
just the soundtrack, but their use of sound and noise and music in general. Like this was a piece of like it's a multimedia film. Like there's clearly obviously digital animation being done, just pure digital animation. Not obviously, but there looks like to be 3D stuff in there, and the backgrounds almost half the time look hand painted. Like they're gorgeous and super high res looking renders, or they could just be really nice gradients. I might just have a really bad eye. In any case, though, it's a gorgeous film, and the music and the audio also tie into that, along with the visuals and along with the amazing like use of angles, camera, like everything just worked in this movie. And I see where the world is. I'm looking through like numbered reviews right now, and I don't know. We're looking through the eyes as a fan. Like I don't know, we're not critics. We're just telling you guys we enjoyed it, and here's why. So y'all take with that
Oh,
what you
yeah.
will.
Yeah. Like to me, I always tell people when you go to a movie, I don't tell you, like we have friends that are critics and they're all miserable people. I always like to just say, was it worth $15? Would I tell somebody go to the theater and watch this for $15, or would I tell them wait for it to come out on DVD, or would I tell them catch it at $1 movie? To me, this was worth my $15. I would pay this $15 to go back and watch it again.
Hmm.
And that's always what it comes down to. It comes down to a dollar assignment. I would definitely say get in on this, especially it's a limited U.S. run, so it's only going to play. Today was July 3rd, so today was the first showing. We only have 2 more days of showing, the 5th and the 7th. So definitely check your local, movie theaters. I know here in the Austin area, it's only playing at pretty much all the
All the like
what I
Regals and IMAX, anything that's like a massive like theater that's nationwide has it. I think.
yeah, the Fathom Events. I think the only place it
Oh
played
wait.
tonight in Austin was that one theater.
Yeah, that's the only place that the Regal site had on it, because the Regal
Yeah.
had 2 different theaters on their site showing for tonight's list or tonight's viewing. But I like that segue that way that you explained your opinion on things, if it's worth the $15 or not, because that's not a half bad segue into moving on to moving our ideas forward. So we'll play with that.
Okay.
We're actually at 14 and a half minutes. Do you have any, final things to say? Soundtrack was dope. I spoke more on the audio, but soundtrack was dope. 15 seconds.
No, we're good, man. Definitely a must see.
All right, guys. Well, y'all heard it here. Maybe 12th. Go see the movie. You got 2 more days. Thanks for listening. Subscribe now, and see you later.